So I got asked by one of my Instagram followers, Wondering Nomadic, to make a video explaining my set that I built out in my garage. Instead of just talking about that set alone, I decided to make a video going over my overall process on creating a product review, since that's the entire reason I actually built that set to begin with. Whether you've already got a channel making product reviews or whether you're looking to start a channel to make product reviews, I'm gonna go over my entire process of filming a full product review, both in here doing the talking portions and out in the garage where I do all the product B-roll. So let's go ahead and just jump straight in. I'm really excited because I think this is, I'm talking about the Zeiss Madness 85. My channel is all about filmmaking tips. Give you guys some of the things that I went through, or hopefully if you. So the first thing I do is write a script. Depending on what I'm reviewing, this can be done relatively quick, but for the most part, I'm always taking notes in the Notes app on my phone. This way I can finally sit and write the script and include everything. I started scripting just about everything because it truly makes the filming and editing 10 times easier. I used to turn on the camera and just talk until I felt like I got everything out, and that would often take 20, 30, 45 minutes sometimes. The issue with this is that it's just a lot of rambling and 90% stuttering. Stuttering while making YouTube videos. I use the Parrot Teleprompter V2 when recording. I actually did a full review on this, and I'll leave a link to it down in the description if you're interested in learning more about it. I noticed since using it more, it's tremendously sped up my workflow. Less mistakes while recording and a lot easier to cut together in post. A teleprompter can be extremely useful, especially if you're already shy on camera, as you tend to start focusing on the words more than looking into the lens of the camera. It can be very intimidating just staring at the barrel of the camera. I also love writing scripts because now I'm able to write an idea. If I had an idea, oh, that'd be a good idea for a video, I can start the process by starting that script and have most of my ideas written down, because as creators, you guys already know, we have all these crazy ideas and we never do it because we either don't shoot it at that time or we forget about it. So my setup for recording the A-roll is very simple. I have an A7 III mounted on the shelf above the desk, acoustic paneling on the wall for sound dampening, a 4-foot Quasar LED as my key light, and a Godox SL60W as my fill. It honestly makes a huge difference incorporating a little bit of controlled light versus standard house lights. After I write the script, I actually go in and edit all that footage. The reason I edit it first is because I'll be able to create a list of all the B-roll needed to finish the video. This ensures I get everything needed to show during the review. It also lets me feature the product I'm talking about more rather than my face. I know y'all don't like my face anyway, it's whatever. After I've got my whole list of B-roll, I go out to the garage, and this is where I actually capture 90% of all the product shots, unless I had some behind the scenes footage that I can display and throw into the review as well. The set I built in the garage was to solely use for products.
As a filmmaker, one of the things that I've fallen in love with is taking something that's not ordinarily interesting and making it interesting.
It started with painting the back wall dark blue. I have a backdrop holder mounted pretty close to the ceiling in case I wanted to add a different color or use it to take photos or headshots. I use a sit-stand desk about 6 feet in front of the wall. The further you can actually get the table away from the wall, the easier it'll be to create that infinite darkness look where it just looks like you're in a pitch black room except for what's lit on the table. I also built 2 4-foot by 8-foot prop walls using 2x4s and 1/4-inch plywood. I hung them from the ceiling using heavy-duty screw hooks to make them very easily removable. I wanted to do this in case I wanted to store bigger items in the garage. The purpose of the walls was to hide the view of the rest of the garage. This allows me to bring the table further away and shoot wider, but also be able to pan left and right without you seeing all the clutterness and all that other stuff that's not relevant to the shot. It actually makes it seem like I'm filming in an actual product studio. As for filming the products, it can be done a lot of different ways. I actually made a video going over 5 tips to make product videos, and that's a little bit different, but most of the tips that I go over in that video could be used to make product reviews and get the B-roll that you need to incorporate for your actual review. For the most part, I use a Rhino slider and a Rhino Arc 2, but you can get by easily using your tripod and doing slow and steady movements, or by just shooting the products and moving it and incorporating your actual hands and body into the frame. This just adds a little bit of value to the shots and doesn't look so static. My lighting in there is another Godox SL60 with a 34-inch softbox. I boom this over the table using a C-stand and a boom arm. I like to do it this way instead of using it on the ceiling bracket because now I can control the light and keep the light from actually bouncing on that back wall, especially if I want it to look like it's falling off into darkness. After I get all the B-roll from my list, I go back into Premiere and add add it all in, along with dressing up the overall look by adding in text, transitions, animations, pretty much anything else to help bring the review to life. And that's pretty much it. I script my reviews, I film it, I edit that part, and then I go shoot my B-roll with a list of B-roll clips based on my actual edit. Then I just go back in and dress it all up, make it look pretty. I think the key takeaway is actually scripting your actual product reviews. I personally benefit a lot from doing that, and I feel like it's less stressful, easier to get all the information across, and it makes it so much smoother when I go into editing. I can see my script and cut back and forth, and just literally, if I mess up, I start back over. I just use this remote, go up a little bit, hit play, start recording again. It's like everything is always going to be consistent and smooth. The pacing is perfect because it's scrolling, and it works for me. If you guys found this helpful, definitely let me know what you thought in the comments down below, along with any questions you might have. And that's it. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.